Wow, we back, baby. Live out your dreams. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And today we came across this article, the YouTube channel, or anyway, it says SHEDEUR is the hardest quarterback I have had to evaluate than Ovorlosky. So we're gonna just deep dive into what he say. If he go left, we're gonna get on him. If he go right, well, it's cool. But I'm gonna just see what he say before I have my thoughts.
He's the hardest quarterback I've had to evaluate since I've gotten into TV because 75% of his snaps don't matter, Greeny. And that's the reality for everybody that's evaluating SHEDEUR Sanders. Half of the snaps that he had at Colorado are thrown inside of 5 yards. It feels like when you watch his tape, every ball is thrown at the line of scrimmage. You're not drafting him in the top 5 for that, right? So throw that out. That's half the snaps. And then 25% of the snaps, the offensive line protection is so terrible that I don't care if you have Lamar Jackson or Patrick Mahomes. You're not doing anything with that either. So you get to evaluate 25% of his snaps. And there's a lot that you like. I mean, he's elite with his field vision. Elite, all pro level. When you watch you watch the tape when it comes to that.
So you didn't go back and watch the Jackson State tape is what you're saying. I mean, that's cool. I understand. But you just mentioned that all you seen was Colorado, so you didn't do your research on the first 2 years because you did play 2 years at Jackson State, correct?
Yeah,
but
okay,
like I said, nigga, once you do a career, you evaluate everything. You don't evaluate just one; you evaluate the whole thing. But since you just like everybody else, like to take up for everybody else. It's cool. It is taking up. You don't evaluate. That's 2 years. You evaluate from freshman to senior year. Hold on. You evaluate from freshman to senior year.
Why?
Because that's what you do. That's what you did with everybody else. You evaluate Andrew Luck from everybody else every year. You get evaluated for how long you've been in college every year. But he just didn't want to go do the work. That's all it is. If it had been anybody else, he either did the work. But he didn't want to go do the work because it was Jackson State. That's all it is, man. They go look at North Dakota State, don't they?
If I'm only looking at the last 2 years.
You shit on you. You go look at it all. Because if you can't get what you're looking for in these last 2 years, go to the first few years when he did have to learn. It's just it's always something. But I just kind of love what I see.
And the examples are his ability to see things pre and post snap. Quarters coverage, shell coverage. You're going to clear the bottom of the screen and try to get Travis Hunter out the backside. Look how early he throws this football. I mean, that ball is thrown with 4 defenders with vision on him to a spot. That's all pro level. Again, shell coverage, but it's a different version. At the bottom of the screen, you get what we call quarters defense. At the top, you get what we call cover 2 or a half field safety. You got to move the bottom of the screen first. He does that. That shallow defender and then that deep safety, you're trying to vacate the middle of the field. That top safety is just going to that corner. The middle of the field where this ball has to get thrown, but it's got to be perfectly over the top, but also before that backside. That's flawless, okay? So that's a lot like Tua. Rhythm, timing, ball placement, he's all pro at. The question mark is, how much does he have that is uncoachable? Is his size uncoachable? No. Is his physical traits uncoachable? No. Is his athleticism uncoachable? No. And I think that's where you get the teetering of opinion on SHEDEUR. I think he's going to be a quarterback you win a lot of games with.
So Mike T, that's
like I said, they just don't want to do the work. It's easy to say whoop to whoop, whoop to whoop. He threw it at 5 yards here, 5 yards there. It's easy to say that. But once you go break down his film and you see, he made the right pass there, made the right decision there, he got toughness, he this, he that. But then people just don't want to give it to him. And this is the same Dan Ovorlosky that said Taysom Hill could be the Saints' future quarterback. You know what I'm saying? This boy running back. You know what I'm saying? But it's all good, though. We respect it. It is what it is. But he didn't really talk down. He didn't really talk up. He just gave what you seen right there. You know what I'm saying? And it's the same guy that ran at the back of the end zone. So now he on TV talking about quarterback. Ain't that funny? That ain't funny. Fool. Warren Moon ain't got no TV job, huh? Talking about quarterback. Huh? You don't hear me?
Yeah, baby.
You don't hear me, fool. This who talking about quarterback. Look, this him. He's the quarterback. Look. He don't even know he ain't got no awareness.
Here comes Jared Allen, and he's out of bounds.
Yeah, he ain't got no awareness. On TV talking about quarterback. Come on, man. This is funny to me, bro. I like to call these niggas out, fool. This is funny to me. This is funny to me, but what's the boy name? I don't know. No black quarterback on TV talking about quarterback. Can you name one? A black quarterback on TV talking like this dude was on TV talking. Robert Griffin. Robert Griffin was one they fired him immediately. No, he ain't. They fired him. You be seeing him on his own podcast. Robert Griffin, they fired him immediately. He was the cleanest cut as you can get. And who else? Andre Ward, they get him his. He had to win the Heisman to get his. You understand what I'm saying? But yeah, I just want to talk about that, man. Dan Ovorlosky, ladies and gentlemen. I just want to do a little quick video, get in, get out, man. Y'all know what it is. I'm gonna come up with something new tomorrow. Probably do a whole show about something tomorrow. I appreciate y'all rocking me, man. Y'all make sure y'all live out y'all dream.